Hi, this is Andrew from diyHardCider, and today we're talking about bottling your hard cider. So we're done with primary and secondary fermentation, and we've got this beautiful 1 gallon of hard cider. So I'm not ready to drink this entire gallon all at one time, so we're going to go ahead and fill it in standard beer bottles using crown caps and our capper here. We're also going to be filling a clamp style bottle as well. So I'll show both of those methods here today. We can also fill growlers and wine bottles and other things, but primarily these are sort of the ways. There's a variety of tools we could use to do this, but today I'm going to be using what's called an auto siphon and a bottle filler, and as well as a hose to connect those two. So let's go ahead and get started. So we'll go ahead and start by assembling our tubing to our auto siphon and our bottle filler. These have all been sanitized and my hands have been cleaned, so we're definitely good to go here. So go ahead and connect each side to its component. If it needs some coaxing, you can always use some warm water. If you dip the very tip of that plastic into some hot water, some hot running water, it's sometimes a little easier to get that onto the device. Okay, we're good. So that should form one continuous loop there, or continuous chain. So let's go ahead and show the process first of putting it in the bottles. To be filling our bottles, we're going to be using the concept known as siphoning, which means to move liquid from a higher place to a lower place using gravity here. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. Start by taking our airlock off. We're not going to be needing that anymore. And we're going to use our auto siphon here, which is going to start our siphon by pumping the liquid up through this hose so it can go from the higher place to the lower place using gravity here. So let's see if we can do this. And the bottle filler is intended to flow while the valve is pressed in. So I'll press that to the bottom of the bucket, or to the bottom of the bottle, and it'll push in this lever right here, and let the liquid flow into the bottle. And when I release that lever, it will stop. So let's go ahead and see how this works. Oops. Alrighty, so let's see if we can make this work. So I'm pushing the lever down, and I'm going to pump this down. Okay, so our siphon started, our bottle's filling. Now I can just push the bottle filler towards the bottom of the bottle and watch it fill up here. When it's towards the top there, I can go ahead and fill that up. Lift that off and do the next bottle. So once the siphon's created, you don't need to keep pumping it anymore or anything like that. It keeps the liquid in the tube, which keeps the siphon in place. Okay. So our bigger bottle fills the exact same way. Go ahead and do that one next. When you put your other bottles up there, I like to sometimes set a cap on them, so you don't get anything in there, and it lets that oxygen headspace get out of there. Okay, so we'll continue to fill our bottles up here. You're going to want to fill your bottles almost to the top, almost to the tippy top, because that way when you take your bottler out there, it'll sit at about maybe 1.5 inches or 2 inches below the top there. It's a good amount. Well, get towards the end here. Let's go ahead and, so there's no sediment in here at all. If there were sediment, you'd want to try to avoid it. So we're going to go ahead and tip that. We might have lost our siphon. If we did, could be a little tough to get back without some help here. Oh, filled a little too much there. Alrighty. Well, maybe with this last little bit, I'll show the old-fashioned way about how to do it. So one other option is simply dump it into a funnel into your bottle. Try not to get, there is a little bit of sediment in there. Try not to get that into your bottles. Not going to quite get one there. I might drink that one today. Okay. So let's show how to, so next we're going to want to crimp those or seal those bottles onto the bottle caps onto the bottle itself. Okay, so we've got our bottles filled with our finished hard cider, and we've got our crown caps resting on the top of them. And we've got our different style one here ready to go as well. So we'll start with that one. So it's loosely covering it, and then you can just go ahead and crimp that down or push that lever down, and that seals that tight. Good to go on that one. For these ones, we're going to use our, I've got a bench style capper. They also sell hand style cappers. So we've adjusted this to the height, the appropriate for our capping, and go ahead and stick that right underneath there, and just press that firmly down. And what that does is just takes that loose edges around the outside and presses them tight around there. Gives you a nice tight seal. So we're going to go ahead and do that with our other bottles. A little close-up view here. Again, put that bottle just right under it, so the bell housing is right on top of the crown there. And then hold it with your offhand. Push straight down until you hear that, or until you feel and hear that compression happen to get that nice, good seal on there. At this point, we've successfully bottled our hard cider. We can go ahead and let it bottle carbonate or bottle age, or go ahead and stick it in the fridge, and you can get ready to drink it at this point.